Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal Production channel here at YouTube. Welcome to another album review. I was going to be reviewing something else, which of course what I was originally going to be reviewing for today is now being pushed to tomorrow after checking this album out. Now, of course, what led me to first somewhat checking this out was through, of course, my friend Painkiller on Forces of Steel forum, and of course the Japanese metal forum, and he had kind of turned me on to these guys, mostly with their debut album, which of course was Fragments of the Moon. And I definitely liked what I heard, but I never fully checked into more of these guys. Of course, I'm feeling who they are. Of course, you can see by the video who the band is. We're talking about Concerto Moon, who of course are a Japanese power neoclassical metal band who of course formed in like 1996. Their debut album, like I just mentioned, Fragments of the Moon, was released in 1997. And definitely they're kind of within that. But, of course, like a few months ago or so, I ended up, of course, through Painkiller, who is big fan of these guys, definitely was like posting news that that Concerto Moon was releasing a new album, and it was being titled Tears of Messiah, and they have released a sampler kind of thing or so, a video with samples of all the 10 tracks here, and from the listens, it was pretty cool. Definitely sounded great, but I finally got around to actually really listening to the album, and wow, talk about it. This is really good. Of course, the album was released on October 25th. Now, there really isn't. This is just a really good album. There really isn't any bad song here. Just from the beginning track, Light in the Shadow, all the way to track number 10, Time of Revenge, this album is chock full of just more, it's like, I guess just quality metal here. It's like, the sound here is really kind of more, there still is that neoclassical power metal sort of shred type of stuff here, but they kind of decided to do something a little different here. Usually the stuff that I had listened to by these guys were just kind of your straightforward neoclassical power metal that is very shredding, kind of symphonic almost at times. Here, it's like that, but it's got a bit of a different sort of sound that I'm usually used to. That's, of course, is Deep Purple. There's a lot of Deep Purple sort of influences shining more on this album, and with that, the songs are not really epic. There's very little epic songs in there. That was kind of something you had expected from Concerto Moon. Here, not really. Usually the longest on here would be clocking around 5 minutes here, and the song in question is Stay Down There, which is like 5 minutes and 15 seconds, but usually the song stays in within the little over 3 or 4 minute mark, given the time frame here being 44 minutes and 58 seconds, which is really something, and in some ways it just means that the band was just able to get down to business here, and don't basically get down to the nitty gritty in a way. Just real straightforward metal in a way. Very classy metal here. Again, with this Deep Purple, Uriah Heep at times. Even some similars like Gillen, or even really early Whitesnake at times. But there still is some of that neoclassical shred stuff on here that's due to the guitar playing, of course. Norifumi Shima, his guitar playing here is at times very shredding, but on the more songs such as like Left My Life, kind of a funky sort of mix there though, which is kind of something you expected from like later Purple Whitesnake, like early Whitesnake. Kind of sort of like you expect on something like maybe the first, like Trouble, or Love Hunter kind of feel there. But of course, another song such as Don't Wanna Cry No More, he very much brings his more Richie Blackmore influence type of guitar playing, which is really just really good. There really is no bad song. It's got fast-paced songs, and it's got some definitely some good variety in some ways. It's not really just one-trick pony. Everything is all well written. Just there, I can definitely add more to it, but the thing is, the whole everything here, it's all great for just songs. I can just say that are really good. Is just even Noah's Ark, or even Stick It Out, or again the last track, Time of Revenge. Of course, you got the title track on here as well, which is just another killer track. First song, Light in the Shadow, which is definitely a pretty good fret burner, and there's quite a bit of fret burners here. Really, and of course, let me definitely get into the singer here, who of course is Sushi, something like that. I'm probably butchering the hell out of his name there. Of course, he isn't the original singer. He, of course, had replaced singer Takashi Inouye, who, of course, then replaced Takeo Ozaki. So they have. So Concerto Moon had definitely went through at least 3 singers for at least the albums. So with that, back to the singer who debuted in 2011 on the Savior Never Cry album. The singer of like again in question, Atsushi Kuzi. His singing almost at times kind of reminds me a little bit of Don Dokken at times, which is kind of interesting, but it kind of at times fits it, but it's more like a more well-trained, I guess, Don Dokken. Still, his singing really is great on this album, and he does shine a lot through this album, especially on songs such as Don't Wanna Cry No More, Running Out of Time, Light in the Shadow, Noah's Ark, and even, of course, the last track, Time of Revenge. Though all the songs here, he very much shines throughout the whole album. Everyone shines. Just with that, it's just a solid effort. So with that, my rating, about 9.60 out of 10. Really killer. In a way, definitely just a killer metal album. Very kind of on the cusp of your neoclassical power metal, but this time it's less of that, but more straight up heavy metal. Just more, probably early sort of power metal some way, but it's just great metal. And if you're into like your metal that's got its Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, Gillan, early sort of White Snake kind of feel at times, if you like that kind of stuff, you're definitely going to get a lot of that, because there's a lot of organ. At times, kind of pushed to the back at times, but you can definitely still, and it definitely does add a lot of good, let's say, a lot of good fill. A lot of good fills, or just adds a lot of good backbone to the songs. It really just gives just an extra oomph to them. So with that, just a really killer album. If you have never checked out Concerto Moon, I would say this isn't a bad album to start with. This is definitely one of those you'd probably be easy to probably check out, because it's very, very well, just very well written stuff here. So if you have, though, checked out this album, you can definitely give me your thoughts or so in the comments section. So definitely I recommend this album, though. I definitely do. So until then, hope you enjoyed this review. I am definitely going to be listening to this album a lot more. So until then, this is Heavy Thrasher Sam out. I'll see you later. See you again. Take care.